The school bell rang, the students took their seats, and the teacher explained the assignment. Today, boys and girls, she said, we're going to take a few minutes and draw on the pieces of paper in front of you something or someone you are grateful for. She went on to explain to the children that taking the time for gratitude is so important for our peace of mind and our happiness, and it's a great way to remind ourselves how lucky we are for what we have and who we have in our lives. She then explained that afterward, they would be sharing what they had drawn. 10 minutes later, the teacher had everyone stop drawing and then asked for volunteers. Okay, let's begin. All right, she said, who'd like to come up first and share what you're grateful for? Me, I would, a little girl replied. All right, Susie, come on up, the teacher said. Susie held up her drawing and said, I'm thankful for trees because they give me oxygen, she said, giggling. That's wonderful, Susie, said the teacher. Thank you so much. Who would like to go next? I'll go, a little boy raised his hand. John, come on up, the teacher said. John proudly stood in front of the class with a drawing of his parents and went on to say he was grateful for them because without them, he said, I wouldn't even be here. And also, they help me with my homework and I love them. Not waiting, another little girl blurted out, chocolate! I'm grateful for chocolate! Okay, Annie, thank you, the teacher said. Then the teacher glanced at one of the kids who looked a bit distracted and had his head down and then said, Stephen, why don't you come up and share with the class what you're grateful for? Come on up, Stephen, she said. I'll be right here with you. What are you grateful for, Stephen? Stephen held up a picture of what looked like the outline of his traced hand, but he offered no explanation. Sensing his shyness, the teacher said, How would you like to play a game with your classmates to see who can guess whose hand you drew? Would you like that? Stephen nodded. All right, class. Can anyone guess whose hand Stephen drew? One of the kids said, I think it's the hand of a policeman because they protect us and keep us safe. Stephen said nothing and simply shook his head, no. I think it's Stephen's hand, another student said, and she went on to explain, because I think he's grateful to have a hand. Nope, Stephen nodded. Is it hand of God? Asked another student. Nope, Stephen nodded. And then he said, looking right into the eyes of his teacher, It's your hand, Miss Appleton. The teacher looked at Stephen quizzically, and then he said, On the playground, when I came down the long slide, you were there to greet me with a hug. When my mother died, you were there to wipe my tears. And when you asked if I wanted to talk to someone, you held my hand and walked me to the counselor's office. This story is a great reminder to be grateful not for material things, but for the small ways we provide or give encouragement to others. We never know just how much a kind word or a smile might mean to someone who is struggling. A Gratitude Story. Original story by Meir Kay on YouTube. Adapted and voiced by Bobby Kountz, the Earth Artist. Thanks for listening.